Welcome to Wealthy Mind, where we talk about all things finances, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprising. Welcome to Wealthy Mind. I am your host, Misty Rose Gold, International Success Coach. And here at Wealthy Mind, we love to help you create and maintain a wealthy mind. Today, I have with me John McGehee. Hello, John.
Hi, Misty. Thanks for
How are
having me.
you?
I'm doing great.
Good, excellent, wonderful. I have been looking forward to this interview for like a year.
Thank you.
And now is the time. There's always a good time, right?
That's right.
Hmm. So tell the audience, please, what is your business? What do you do?
I am a CPA. My firm name is MDA Taxes, Inc. We're in Arvada, Colorado, and I've been doing this pretty much my whole life, either where it's been taxes on one side of the desk or a controller or a CFO on the other side of the desk. So I kind of always been in this business.
So you have a ton of experience.
A lot of different experience. Most of my clients get bored with me, Misty. I start a lot of stories with I had a client.
Do
So
tell. Give us a good story. Tell us a juicy story without giving names, of course.
that's right. I'm gonna wait and put those in my memoir. That's how you got to sell the books, you know.
Well, I would like a story at some point in today's conversation, just so that maybe people can see themselves in that,
Oh, you will
you know.
absolutely, as we go down this path, you'll get stories because it's just so easy for me over the years, all the people I've worked with, not
Hmm.
to immediately bring up that experience whenever I talk to somebody. I ask them, what is it you do? I'm a car mechanic. And
Right.
see, immediately 40 years of car mechanics comes into mind. Okay, so how do you do that? Do you charge sales tax on your parts? And immediately I'm slipping into that mode from that experience of all the clients I've had over the years that were in that industry or in that business. So that's what's kind of fun about this.
Okay, awesome. So, yay, I look forward to hearing some stories. Um, well, tell me, who do you serve?
Our business mostly is after a lot of small business clients. So we kind of like, clients that are growing, trying to get a little bit past that mom and pop. And so, 2 employees, 5 employees, 10 employees, and they're trying to break out and make a little bit of money and make more and really make that legacy go for them. So we're pursuing those clients because we can offer them more than just a tax return, more than just bookkeeping. Now you got a blend of expertise and experiences that helps guide these clients. And that just gives us more, I guess you'd say more bang for your buck. You're gonna use a firm to do your taxes. Well, when they sit down to do a projected tax at the end of the year, they're also talking about how do I make more money? How do I make my
Mm,
business more profitable? How do I
hmm.
save more money? And these are always going to be conversations. Those young entrepreneurs, those young businesses, those growing businesses, they're usually the ones hungry the most for that type of help, I guess you'd say.
So, what other services do you offer other than the general, hey, do my taxes for my business?
Yeah, we do all forms of taxes, individual taxes, corporate taxes, partnership taxes, nonprofit taxes, payroll taxes. We do payrolls. We do accounting, monthly bookkeeping. We sometimes take on projects. We deal with the IRS, as you'd imagine, helping people with issues with the IRS or the state or any state for that matter. Um, we've done budget work. We've different people have utilized us, our expertise, either for consulting at times or just helping them figure things out. Here's a story. I recently had a client, and the
Yay.
client is they're a radio station, and they were trying to get the old people to let go of the QuickBooks file, and we had to just start up a new one. And I kind of had to guide them through the online QuickBooks and get it set up, getting their bank account connected. And now she was so excited because she received a bunch of transactions, and I was able to show her how she had a profit and loss statement. And she's like, wow, I've only been doing this a month. Look at this. I already have a profit and loss statement. And again, there's a lot of growth and stuff to that, but that was a chance for us to really help them. And I honestly, I hadn't done a ton of radio stations. So
Mm,
it's a new experience for us.
yeah, that is. So I'm glad that you're spelling out all the different services that you offer because most people, if they're going to say taxes, they just assume either personal or business taxes, right? But
Right.
if you can get everything in-house, it saves time from my
Yeah.
perspective. So if you guys can do the bookkeeping, awesome. If you can help them out in other ways, like do you do tax planning?
We absolutely do. And that's probably one of the most important parts because everybody likes to know what to expect. And a lot of times we find if we can get our clients to do tax planning before the end of the year, a projected tax, sometimes things will come out that we might not have been aware of.
Mm,
They bought a new rental property. Oh, okay, we didn't have that last year. Do you realize the impact that could have on your taxes? So
mm,
it's just another more thorough discussion of what are we missing not only in taxes, but in growing your revenues and growing your business. So we welcome any conversation outside the normal tax thing. It gives us more information and obviously makes us more helpful the more we
and
know. So yeah,
that's good. Like, I think tax planning is very beneficial.
it's
It's, you're not guessing.
no, no. In fact, we use it a lot as another review when we finish the tax returns. Go back to that tax projection or that tax planning, and is everything what you'd expected? Again,
Mm.
it always just another check making things more accurate for you.
So I think that's good for proactive people that really want to plan ahead and they want to be more diligent with their business finances or whatever finances that they're playing with, right? So,
Yes.
um, and then other people, they're like, no, I just want to keep my head buried in the sand, but that's okay. So, for those who are a little bit more diligent and thorough, and I really want to know my numbers and I really want to know all of the options out there and available to maximize my revenue, talk to John about these things, right? So,
Yeah. And you know what you're immediately talking about now instead of looking a day ahead, a week ahead, you're trying to pick your head up as an owner and look months ahead or maybe
mm,
years ahead. And
right.
everybody knows when you do that, you're going to plan better, right?
Hmm.
If you and I are taking a vacation next year, but it's a year away and we're not really, we have some flexibility. Are we going to take a nicer, cheaper vacation than if we waited until 2 weeks to just go and grab the airfare? So most things in life, if you know ahead of time, the longer time you have, typically you come up with better planning. You have a
Mm.
you'll have a better time.
It makes me think of businesses that are planning to exit at some point. So there's a lot of
Good thought, Misty.
misbelief out there about the exit process. Oh, I want to sell my business. It's like selling a house. I can sell it in a couple months or a year. No, no.
That boy, that is so true, Misty. And I have a lot of clients, a lot of boomers, right? And we're all getting older. And everybody believes that their biggest retirement asset is that business.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, for a lot of people, that's not quite the reality. I was having this conversation with a client this morning, just an investor type looking to buy businesses. And I told him, I said, the interesting thing was with a lot of the trades, plumbers, electricians, uh, carpenters, things like that. 20, 30 years ago, Misty, I would come to retirement and I would be selling that business to someone just like me,
Mm,
except 20 or 30 years younger.
mm,
Well, look at the kids, people 20 to 30 years younger now. They're not buying them like that. They're not
mm,
doing that. So you're losing a big chunk of the market to your exit strategy that a lot of these clients, unfortunately, aren't really completely aware of. I would tell everybody immediately, um, find a professional immediately to get a quote, to get an idea, so that you start the conversation like, Am I prepared to sell this? Would anybody buy it? Is there
Hmm.
anybody out there? Because it's so easy to do our businesses day in, day out and have this mental concept of a payout, almost like the lottery, right?
Hmm.
Like 2 weeks before I retire, I'm going to sign the paperwork and somebody's going to hand me a really big check, kind of like the ones that you get in the golf tournaments, and
Right.
I'm out of here. It without right without, well, did you plan it? Are
Hmm.
they gonna be able to step in? They're gonna be able to take over? And yeah, not always the case.
Yeah, very rarely is it the case. So there's plenty of business brokers out there and M&A experts out there.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
have one of my favorites is Jeff with SDR Ventures. He's the CEO of SDR Ventures. He's one of my favorites. I have another guy that works with Black Iron Advisors that works with more of like the blue collar industry. Jeff
Yeah.
does more of like higher end type of stuff, has a lot of VCs in his back pocket that he can tap into. So it's pretty awesome. And
Oh, isn't it?
he's been on the podcast before, so if people are interested in learning more, they can go back and look at his episodes. We did 4 episodes together. So
Wow. You've
it
got,
tells you what's that?
I said, you've got quite the podcast, Misty.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. So if you guys want to learn more about the M&A process, mergers and acquisitions, go back and watch Jeff's episodes and learn about it through that. You'll learn so much that you didn't know before that you need to know, especially if you're a business owner looking at sometime selling your business, because it takes about 5 to 8 years to truly prep the company to sell it,
Did everybody
unless.
hear that? 5 to 8 years, guys. Remember that. That is not tomorrow. Isn't that interesting? Do you see that, Misty, when you're coaching, how people will have screenings for their health 10, 15 years ahead of time?
Mm,
They'll have financial planning about maybe a Roth IRA 30 years before they retire. Yet few businesses meet with a broker or any consultant to help them in
mhm.
that sale less than 3 months from closing, or
Right.
from their planned closing that they haven't talked to a seller about yet.
Mhm. They're uninformed, right? So a coach like myself can help people understand more of the process and then get involved with an M&A expert, mergers and acquisitions expert, depending on the business level, depending on how much your revenue is. It might be more appropriate to talk to a business broker because they cover about 1 to 5 million is their typical range, maybe up to 10 million. But the
Mhm.
business brokers cover that lower end. And then the M&A specialists cover about 5 million up to 100 million. So it just depends on where they play. Now, in an instance of somebody has a franchise and they want to sell it, there's a little bit quicker turnaround on that because it already came with plug and play systems. It already has all the efficiency in place.
Yeah,
So that's a little bit quicker of an exit. But in every other business, like most people don't think big picture or long term. They
they
just
don't.
think about right here, right now. And they're like, I want to sell the business and I want it done in 3 months. Like, let's not do that. Let's plan,
Yeah.
please.
And I think if anybody gets anything out of this as far as this topic goes, what I would say to people is, if you intend to ever sell your business, go see somebody right away, not when. Don't think in terms of, I'll wait until I'm ready
Hmm.
to sell. Go now.
Hmm. Yeah.
Get an opinion. It's just like, I'll wait until a doctor diagnoses me with third phase, cancer. No,
Hmm.
go now. Talk to somebody and have an idea of what the future will look like. But that's
Hmm.
what people think is like, well, I'm not ready to sell yet, so I'm not going to talk to anybody. Like, that's just not the way to do this because,
Hmm.
to your point, you have to make some changes,
Hmm.
you know?
You do, but it also bursts your bubble sometimes. So that's part of
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's another
like
side.
there's a strong entrepreneur ego.
Pride.
And that ego takes a massive hit when you think about selling the company. But you want to look at it as you invested all this time and effort into it. So let's prepare it to sell. This is what I always tell my people and my clients. Prepare the business to sell, even if you don't sell it. Speak to an M&A advisor that knows
Absolutely.
everything that you need to be desirable on the back end. Put that in place, and then you're safe. Like, even if you never sell it, even if you pass it on to your kids, you've passed on something amazing to your family. So make sure you set it up to sell, and that'll protect your ego. But you may not actually sell it. Or in the worst case scenario, somebody's health goes to crap. You've already done the work. You've set it up to sell. You've got the peace of mind. So please don't take it as an ego hit of like, oh, I failed. I have to sell my company. No, a lot of people assume they're failing in the business, so therefore they have to sell it. So that's one of the myths that we have to bust
Okay.
with the the business process and the exit process and planning through that. And you're a very, very important component and advisor for these business owners. So I love that you have their ear every single year and you can start dropping some of this to them and be like, hey,
Yeah.
are you
We're kind of
preparing?
we're kind of like the financial scale, weight scale, if you will.
Hmm.
No matter what your management is or your style or your process, if it's effective, typically you're asking an accountant because they're the ones that quantify it all, right?
Hmm.
That's our financial statements, breakouts. It's all numbers. That's what we do. So,
Yeah.
but you couldn't be
So,
more true, Misty. Yeah, everything you said.
well,
That
thank
I,
you for being a part of that process for the business owner and giving them a trusted ear or a trusted shoulder that they can lean on type of situation. If you're
Mhm.
one of the trusted advisors, we have to have an army to build an empire, and you're part of that army. I'm part of the army too. So,
Yes, let's hope that in the future, a lot of my clients and yours as well don't think that they're too small to have a team. That's one
yes,
thing that
good
happens sometimes
point.
that they're just like, oh, I can't have that many people. I can't afford that many people. You can't afford not to.
Hmm. And that's what it comes down to. So I work with businesses of different ranges and different starting points or different midway points or wherever they're at in the journey. And with new business owners within the first couple of years, that's one of the blind spots that they have is, well, I don't want to spend money on a coach. And I'm like, if it's the right coach, it's going to help you increase your revenue. So you kind of have to spend money to make money. So they keep themselves capped at a certain level because they're not willing to expand and seek out advice from other people.
Yep.
Hmm.
And, and to, the question you'd asked me part of this podcast of how do we help maximize revenues for our clients?
Hmm.
Um, in that same vein, business owners grow and their to-do lists are always longer than the day is.
Oh,
They're
that to-do list is forever. Don't ever try to get
forever.
rid of it
But
because it's
what
always there.
what the key for them is, and what we try to help them with through either financial statements, organizations, what those numbers are saying to you, how they're presented,
Mm,
is priorities. I only have limited time in the day. If I'm not going to get through everything on my to-do list, what are the items that would move my business forward, that would help me make more money and
mm,
would be beneficial to me? And you know that as a coach, that changes depending on the season of your business, the age of your business, the age of you, the experience level. But you're always, it is true, business owners are always so overwhelmed. And one of the things we can do as experts, Misty, is we help them choose their priorities, which is
mm,
how they're going to maximize that profit. Like
hmm.
I had a guy I coached. Here comes another client story. A
Yay.
builder and a developer, and he does a lot of building. He was doing a lot of insurance stuff. Well, insurance is pretty wonky. It takes you time to collect. You got to go to court. Yeah, it's a big payday 2 years later when you've already fronted the money, and it can be very nice at that point. But it's not really a model. And we were looking at a lot of things trying to guide him into, he started doing some tenant improvements. So as we analyze the profit from each type of job that he can do,
Hmm.
actually finds out that like do more tenant improvement. It's easy, it's quicker, there's a little less exposure, you get paid faster, you can turn it more, there
Mm-hmm.
isn't as much of a punch list, and get away from more of the insurance stuff, and that absolutely makes them more profitable. All we did though, Misty, is figure out what's the higher profit margin on these
Mm-hmm.
types of work, and then just redirect his priorities.
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, do more of that. You make more money doing more of that. Okay, let's do less of this. It doesn't make as much money, provides a lot more headaches. But again, you and I can see easily a year or two ahead for the client, and they sometimes get just too immersed in
Mm-hmm.
the complexities and the challenges and the never-ending list of things they got to do as a business owner.
Yes. And the story you told, I have a very similar one. I have
Yeah.
a client who is a general contractor and roofer, and he recently made the decision to get rid of doing interiors because it's a headache. The profit margins aren't as good. So he's shifting it to exterior and roofing only. And I'm like, sweet. If that cleans it up and makes things more simple and makes it more profitable, thumbs up. I'm for it.
Yeah, no, exactly, right. And all it is shifting their focus on what their priorities are,
hmm
you know?
Yeah, and that's part of it is they don't know what to focus on. So I come along and say, focus on this.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, we'll focus on something else. And you're able to provide focus from a number standpoint.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine tends to be black and white. You want to make more money? This
Mm-hmm.
is what this says. You're better at talking them into it when they don't want to do it anyway. Well, my daddy's been doing that for years, and his granddaddy did it that way. And I'm going to take a horse-drawn cart to my jobs. That's just how we've always done it. Wow, you could save so much time with just a truck, but you're able to communicate with them and say, why don't you do this? And how do you get
hmm
past this? And that makes it more effective. And back to to the exit strategy, engage those coaches from time to time to make sure that
hmm
you're seeing what you know you won't see because
hmm
you're so immersed in that overwhelming to-do list.
Well, let's look at it this way. Any coach with any type of experience has seen tons of different businesses, tons of different processes, tons of different outcomes, tons of different clients and their stuff, right? So, from my lens, my 16 years of experience of working with business owners alone, 24 working with people, I see things differently. But the business owner only knows about their business, or maybe they've had one other business beforehand, but they're only seeing it from that one viewpoint. And I'm seeing it from 1,000,
Oh,
right?
and the business owner being so immersed in it and living
Mm-hmm,
it every day, it's silly to think that they're going to be able to have an objective view, that they're going to be
mm-hmm,
able to pick their head up and see things you could see because you can see through the process of what the cake's going to look like when it comes out of the oven
mm-hmm,
because you've been with a lot of people baking a lot of cakes.
mm-hmm,
I'm my owner. I'm putting in too much salt, not enough flour. And you're like, well, that's not going to work out very well. And I'm like, well, that's how I would do it.
mm-hmm,
You're like, well, it's not because I know what this is going to lead to. And that's the objectiveness. You can immediately, without emotion, see the outcome.
mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah,
owner sometimes just can't get to that day. It's always, I can't get past today to see
right.
what tomorrow will look like.
And you do that from a financial perspective. So
I do. Yeah, and
you
that's
have
things.
you have decades of experience under your belt, and you're not guessing because of all the experience you have. You're not guessing. There's some figuring it out, but the business owner is guessing. If they're not a financial expert, they're guessing, and
Yeah.
you're not, right? So why don't you allow John or myself to provide you some clarity and peace of mind so that you can sleep better at night? Like that's what
That's
it all
right.
comes down to. How well are you sleeping? If you have the right advisors helping you build your empire, you're going to sleep a lot better. Now think about the impact of that on your energy alone.
Oh,
If you have more energy to go and generate more business, guess what? You're going to grow. You're going to have more income, right? So
yeah.
just, I mean, encouraging people to think about it a little bit differently and be a little bit more intentional.
it is sad, Misty, and I get a lot of clients. I'm sure you get some clients like this that you just feel for them because they can't get out of that. And
Mhm.
tomorrow is just a repeat of today. And
Yep.
it's, one thing a coach or an accountant, a CPA, tax guy, a business broker, one thing these guys can see is they see what your future is based on your current behaviors. Like if you keep doing it this way, you
Mhm.
keep going, this
Mhm.
is probably what it's going to look like. And I merely quantify that when I do that.
Yeah, I like that. Don't be a sad story. Get the right help.
Yes, please, people, if you're listening to this, definitely, man, just a conversation is just all you need to get it started. Doesn't hurt.
Oh, it's a game changer when you're talking to the right person. It's like, huh, light bulb. So I
Oh,
love it. Yes.
great.
Um, well, John, we need to get wrapped up. I want to make
Well,
sure
that
to,
went quick, did it?
I know we got to make sure to cater to the attention span, right? So,
That's right.
yeah, this has been a really fun conversation, and I hope it gives the listeners a better understanding of what a CPA can do for them. Not all
Right.
CPAs are the same, but how awesome are you? Well, we've kind of highlighted some of that. So, um,
I've just been doing it a long time, Misty, like you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you're also a business owner, so you understand some of the struggles.
I certainly do because my business is definitely in that 5 to 10 employee where we're trying to grow
Hmm.
up to that level. So I definitely feel everybody else's pain. And one of the things I can say to my clients at that level is I understand what they're going through. And
Hmm.
even myself, Misty, just to reveal, as a business owner, I sometimes can't get the numbers right and see them in the future
Hmm.
because I get in the way of
Right.
my own stuff. And to say, you help me a lot as my coach and helping
Mm,
me identify those key areas that are going to lead me out of this. Because sometimes you get so overwhelmed, you just can't see which door to walk through. And
hmm.
then you can see what's outside of those doors. And you say, well, John, it's okay. Come through this one. You're going to be fine.
Hmm.
I can't always see that. And that's where you've been so valuable for me. And that's what we're just able to do is objectively, um, with little emotion, see
Hmm.
what the future will be based on our current patterns.
Yes. And
And
when you're emotionally involved in your business, it's really hard to see that because you might have stress guiding you, you might have fear guiding you, you might have other thought processes that are detrimental guiding the process. Whereas I'm not emotionally attached to your money.
that's
I'm not
right.
emotionally attached to your business. Well, I do care about my clients a lot. So there's that, but I'm still objective and I'm
Yeah.
still looking at it through a different lens. And it's what it comes down to is the emotional attachment to the money. And when you have that, it's not easy to see things clearly on your own.
No, it's not. We're you and I, it's the analogy I'd use is with our clients, we're lost in the woods. You
Hmm.
climb a tree and you could see that a half a mile away over that ridge is a nice path. Hell, it's a yellow brick road. But
Hmm.
I'm down there freaking out, having anxiety because I'm lost. And
Right.
all I can see is the trees around me. And you're
Hmm.
above because you can see everything else. And you're like, hey, I'm I'm not freaking out like you, John, because it's not my business, but I can help you with it. So listen to me because I see things you can't.
Hmm.
And it's interesting to think of that. Business owners we're also, like you said, egotistical and arrogant. Like nobody sees anything that I can't see. I can see it all. Right. But, second opinion is always helpful, guys. Always.
I second that. And I'm super glad that we get to finish on a laugh. Yes. Yes. That's awesome. So, John, tell us what your website is, and then we'll list everything else in the description of
Okay.
the episode. So, what is the website if people want to find you?
Website is mdataxes.com. MDA stands for making a difference as your accountant. So,
I
and
got the
then
t-shirt.
there you go. That's right. And mdataxes.com. You can get there at our website. You can Google accountants in Arvada and you'll find us. So
Hmm.
we're
Okay.
we're out there.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
So, you guys are local here in Denver, Arvada, Colorado.
Yes.
Now, if somebody's out of state, can they still reach out to you?
We do a ton of stuff portal. Ever since COVID, like everybody, things moved online, and
Cool.
we the portal. People send us. I've done tax returns. We had a client, Misty. We'd been doing the returns. They lived in Hawaii. Sent us chocolate macadamia nuts. Gotta love that. Every year for 12 years, we had no idea what these people look like. One summer, they're standing in our lobby introducing themselves, and we're like, "Do you know who these people are? These are the macadamia nut people." It was amazing because we had never met them. So yeah, we do a lot of people out of state. A lot of people move out of state, and anymore with the internet and the portals, Misty, it's about the same.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, John, thank you so much for the
Thank you for having
conversation.
me.
Yes, you're welcome. And I look forward to having a future conversation with you at some point. So it'll
Love it
be good.
anytime. Always for you.
All right, you guys, if you've enjoyed this conversation and you need a knowledgeable CPA that can really help you out, that's also a good person, uh, reach out to John, and he and his team will take really good care of you. So, you guys, thank you. Until next time, we will see you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Wealthy Mind podcast. Please be sure to download the Wealthy Mind app today and make sure to support your local Dress for Success.